Hi everyone, I'm Laura.
I'm Steph.
And welcome in the Sister Circle podcast.
Welcome.
The circle where as women we share,
Learn,
grow,
heal,
and thrive. Before we start, I just want to acknowledge that we are currently recording on the Guyana country. Yes, we're back. You know, this is one of my favorite places on earth, I would say. We are in the beautiful area of the Northern Beaches. Just want to pay my respect to the traditional owner of the land, so the Guyana people that have like a care for this land for all this time, so then we can enjoy beautiful waters, beautiful beaches. And I would like to pay my respect to their elders, past and present, as well as emerging future leaders. Thank you for taking such a great care of the land, and thank you for letting us just enjoy this beautiful country.
Thank you.
This is we are in Nepal, so we are recording the last episode of my favorite series so far, Women and Anxiety. What a series! And let's dive into the amazing episode that we had last week with Audrey from Serenity Hypnotherapy.
Well, let's start in the entire series, actually. How did you find the whole series?
Oh, I liked it. I learned quite a few things, especially, like I would say, like at the latest part, like the one with Audrey on some of this technique that you can use for anxiety. I love the angle that we have taken talking about how anxiety show up, what to do, how to acknowledge anxiety, or to be able to read their body, your own body. It was good to just go through that. For me, like the haha moment were literally last week with Audrey.
What was the ha-ha about, Audrey?
I love, and that's the title actually of our episode. We said anxiety shows when we disconnect from our purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's something that I never really looked at that like that. I kind of would agree that probably your body will send you all those signals to show you, to tell you that something is wrong there.
Absolutely.
If, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So
exactly right. I mean, it's more than beyond. It's beyond just we feel anxiety when we're disconnected from our purpose. It's also choosing worry over reason, even, or just waiting to see how things unfold, over curiosity, choosing worry over curiosity about what is currently happening with us. And that is also the cause of anxiety.
What did you think about the episode with Audrey?
I think it was great. I think I learned a lot. I didn't know too much about the Neuro Linguistic Programming. I think that is a great tool to use. However, I'm still very curious about how to use EMDR and to desensitize. Like somebody discover what underlying unconscious issue is, and on the day that stuff is desensitized. As a psychotherapist, I'm a bit skeptical is the word I'm looking for about that, because I think every situation requires proper processing. If we all were egoless without ego, yes, we can just discover something and get desensitized by it and drop it. But I know that the subconscious always wants to hang on to things as well, to really just allow itself to let go of the situation. So I'm a bit skeptical about that, but it could be a thing.
So I had a session with Audrey after that. So we went through the different tools. I actually, after the episode that we recorded, I actually had my first hypnotherapy session with Audrey, and we talked about that. So she was literally doing the reprogrammation with EMDR with me on a few things.
Yeah.
And what she's told me, she's like, normally it won't come back specifically for that.
Yeah.
But what's happening is sometimes, you have one issue and there's so many angles and so many biases that are linked to these issues.
Yeah.
And the reprogrammation is just going to go to one of those bias or one of those
Yes, of course. That's what I'm
angles.
saying.
Then it's a 360 exercise for you to be able to work on it and
Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying.
desensitized.
The issue is never caused by one person. It's an accumulation of events that makes you anxious about a specific thing. For instance, if you were born with an anxious mother and then your country became a war zone, all of that stuff becoming an accumulation of why you might suffer from anxiety or depression or what have you. I was just quite curious about it, but I did enjoy it. I mean, I am a massive fan of hypno. I've started doing hypno myself a year ago because it was so successful. I can only do it on myself, mind you. I don't feel like I should do it on anybody. I'm a big fan of hypnotherapy.
I think something that was really interesting is the spiritual aspect.
Yes, I also had that comment about the last episode. Somebody made a comment about that and how much they agreed on a spiritual background. It's a great foundation to have to help support you for anxiety and depression. Is that what you were talking about?
No, I was thinking about, like the spiritual aspect that she put in hypnotherapy.
Oh, okay.
Like,
which one?
I think I had this idea that it was really clinical. I'm gonna say like something really silly, but this example that I had for hypnotherapy was, the movie When You See Me. When They See Me or something like that with the magician.
I don't know the
The
movie.
four magician. It's a good movie. They are magicians, and one of them is he use hypnosis to make people do some stuff. For me, there is this really clinical aspect of being able to manage people. They do something while Audrey brings such a high spiritual dimension to it. And that was a bit new for me. I really enjoy that. It's so it makes sense because when we think lately, we've been talking so many times about manifestation, about mantras and things like that. Those last few years, it's all about that. When you're a bit trying to be self-aware.
Yeah, I mean, there's this saying that goes, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So we can't really separate ourselves from spirituality. It is our natural function. So in everything we do, I mean, I think we were talking about this when we were away for your birthday, about how scientists also hit a brick wall. They do result back to believing in a deity, in a God, in a higher power, and that science and spirituality shouldn't be two separate things, but they should work. They should be used together and used to complement each other. Yeah.
To go back to actually my session with hypnotherapy, it was really good. I fell asleep. I'm not gonna lie. I was
But that's how you're supposed to be in the sleep state.
No, you're not. You don't have. You're supposed to be in a theta wave, but the theta wave, you're not supposed.
But is a sleep? Is not the REM sleep?
Yeah, it's not the delta one, but it's you can be awake or you can just. But me, I fall completely asleep. I was really trying to be no, she's not gonna make me asleep. I'm gonna be awake. Oh, it didn't work, but it was really good, and I really like her approach to do that. But I have to admit, the hypnotherapy, I did hypnosis. The hypnosis was not the one that I was I had too much expectation because I already knew. I have already tried, and actually,
as in you've done it before.
Yeah, I've done it before.
Okay,
but it didn't work.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I saw this woman in Sydney did hypnosis and didn't work much. While I felt it worked with Audrey. But
they do say that for the hypnotherapy, it doesn't work. Just like with anything, it doesn't work with everybody. You have to be somewhat agreeable to it. I was.
I literally, I went, I paid for the... Say again?
The first time you did it?
Yeah. I was, but I wanted that. I came for something specific. I wanted to stop smoking. No, I'm kidding. I never smoked.
Yeah, I was gonna say what?
No, I went there specifically. I needed something to happen because I wanted to stop some of my compulsive behavior. Well, I didn't see this change. First of all, and secondly, even just being able to put you in those in these states, she wasn't able to do it.
Look, I met a woman years ago who said she tried hypnotherapy for smoking, and they say, like, hand over your packet or something like that. I think that's what they instruct them to do. And the woman took like 4 cigarettes out and left it in the car. so she wasn't already, she said, already I wasn't prepared to do that, to let go of my habit. Why do you think you were more...
Well, first of all, like, she was able to take me in.
Yeah, but you have to consent to an agree.
Yeah, but like I did like I wouldn't, like, I know the example that you gave about the smoking. Like, I went with exactly the same intention that I had at the time, at least with like the same willingness, like that I wouldn't doubt that, and it just didn't work. So maybe that's her, maybe that's me. If there is some other reason that came from me, maybe I can take it, but like I wouldn't say that my mind was like challenging it. No, I knew what I wanted to get, and I was really like, I'm gonna get that, and it didn't work. So that's why I didn't like it, and I was like, no, I'm not coming back. While like Audrey, I'm so willing to like go for another session.
To do more?
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting.
But the one that struck me more was the EMDR. Even the PNL and the EMDR, like, it was really, really interesting. And like, you were saying you were challenging that on a psychotherapy point of view, but actually I think she is taking this angle too. Like, like, she's going through some specific emotion and asking you, when was the first time you meet those emotions? Your first thing that come up, you just say it. You go through the time on when it happened. You actually look at the event. You explain it. There is this aspect which I think is psychotherapy, where like you're not reliving the moment, but you're processing it, and then you're trying to find the positive in the moment still.
I think something what you said about your experience with EMDR, which made sense to me listening to it, was that the person that you chose to forgive, one of the biggest signs that I saw in that to be like that was effective, was that you were able to have empathy for her. That is a sign of healing that situation, right? That's a sign that any psychotherapist would be able to. That is the sign. People say that I forgive people all the time, but the fact that you're able to look at that, which tells me there's a part of you that been trying to process that all along.
Maybe. And like, but probably. But what is good is that at least she put this part of me back to the present. And then she did that through EMDR, and then going through those, you go to the event, you look at it, you look for the positive, but then we try to understand, okay, what's the belief? And then with those beliefs, when she see that it's so anchored and like it's quite big, she's like, okay, let's work on that. And then that's where she switched to EMDR. We do EMDR with her. And then literally the desensitization goes to how do you feel? How big is the emotion? How big do you feel that? You're 10 and then you're going. It literally goes down because I could feel myself getting appeased.
Being at peace with it. Yeah. Oh, brilliant. So that's it, everybody. It's Serenity Hypnotherapy. So if any of you want to go and see Audrey, lovely woman, and especially if you're from a spiritual kind of vibe, or
even if you're not,
like I said, we are spiritual being having a human experience, so you can't really get away from your spirituality.
And actually, what was interesting is the next day of us recording with Audrey, you decided to go to do the formation.
I got an email from one of the organizations that I used to contract for, and they were offering some training on that for free because I was part of them. And yes, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is so happy. It's amazing. I'm going to for that.
So you're going to do it?
Yeah, of course. I have to do professional development courses anyway. So, but I do want to do it. Yeah.
But for me, like the key takeaway was I have quite few people in my life that can be quite anxious, or maybe they're going through some hard time, and I truly think that this could be really helpful for me.
Yeah, the subconscious is very, very, they say the subconscious, there's an image of the subconscious and the conscious mind. The image that they use for that in psychotherapy is the iceberg. how the conscious mind is just the tip of the iceberg. And the subconscious goes all the way down to the bottom of the ocean. So there's so much that we hold under there that is literally just working us as we're walking, carrying on in our everyday lives. As they say, your behavior, you will know them by their fruits. So our behavior is an example, is an expression of what lies in the subconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
So besides that, how was your week?
It was good. My week has been good. We celebrated my birthday. No, that was not
you're
that weekend.
37.
Oh, wow. She's like really outing me in there. Like
Outing you? I'm 40. Do you know what 37 feels like? A baby. That's what it feels like.
Come on.
I'm 40 years old. Broody as hell. Remember what I told you? What happened to me on Sunday when I heard a baby cry and I wanted to breastfeed the baby? And I'm like,
wow.
yo, this is something else. What's going on?
May this type of feeling never come to me, please.
Biologically, I heard a stranger's baby cry, and my instincts wanted to grab that baby to soothe it with my breast. I thought, what is going on? I've heard about this. I never knew what it felt like, and I really felt it. I can attest to it.
Yeah, I've had too many babies in my life to want to give them my boobs, but yeah, no, I'm not brooding. Yes, I'm 37. I had a lovely, lovely weekend away with my girlfriends for my birthday. It was so good. So fun. It was exactly what I wanted. Just being with my people, having a lot of conversation.
Country house, a little country cottage.
Yes. Well, it was a bit too cold, but that's okay.
It wasn't. The house was mass. It was more heated than I thought it would have.
No, it was too big. It was way too big. Like, it was a huge house.
It was an open house. It was open plan. So, and high ceiling. So it felt really big. But size-wise, I don't think it was that big. I thought it was really well heated. The bedrooms were really cold, but I thought the living area was really heated. And it was in the middle. It was when we drove in, I thought, this is how horror stories start.
Oh my God. We were in the middle of the country. There was nothing. It was completely remote. So first of all, there was no network. We could only call 911 or 000. Sorry, we are in Australia. There was kangaroos in the backyard, which is cute. But I was like, there's only 3 other women here. What is going to happen to us? And then our neighbor was weird. I kept saying that to the girl. Thanks God, nothing happened. But we had a full setup for a Scream movie or something like that.
But then I thought, you know what? There's 4 of us here. We can bloody jump one killer. I'm sure we can take one killer. One of the recipes for killers is fear. That is the main ingredients that they have to scare you first before they attack. Because I believe fear is the one component that they need for them to have permission to hurt. So I was like, let him come in and see who the fuck's gonna kill who. Let the fucking killing start, motherfucker.
Can we talk about astronomer? I can't believe I know the name of this company, but no, I can't believe, because with all the memes that I've seen on Instagram and I have received and I have sent.
Of course.
Wow.
Yeah. What can I say? I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny. But it's funny. At least I'm making fun of both of them. I feel bad for the family.
We can't put the family in context. I mean, come on. Let us have some fun and laugh at it. We don't know it. We don't know them personally. So, of course, it's funny to us. It's not funny to the people who are close to them, but it's funny to us.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny. I'm sure one day they'll all be laughing at it.
Yeah. I'm not sure of that, but let's see. But what is the most hilarious is I've seen all those memes about saying like, hey, if a CEO has the time to have a 3 kids, a wife, a mistress, and go to a Coldplay concert, if he's not replying to your message, he isn't worth it.
Yeah.
And I kept sending that to my girlfriend when they were like,
Like they get to have extracurricular affairs, extramarital affairs, even though they have to run a whole company. Yeah, I think it's hilarious. I'm sorry for, I don't know their family, so I'm not sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Like I can't think that far. I can't think that deep. Like I'm sure the family should also understand if this was happening to somebody else, they would also laugh and just let us have our fun. I think it's funny. Well, anyway, if I was them, I'll give an interview to Vogue or something. Capitalize while you can, eh? Because your wife is taking you for everything you've got.
See, it's a meme. There's a meme of this mother with 3 kids, and they're like, "Mom, how did we become rich? Your dad went to a Coldplay concert." And I got 50%. I'm like, girl, you can have way much more than that. Anyway, what else is happening for you?
Well, I wanted to actually talk about your birthday trip and what happened with the cycling girls who. So Laura and Pooja and Gail, there were just 4 of us. They decided that we didn't go wine tasting, they went wine drinking. So the only person who spat anything in that bucket was me.
And we didn't actually, she didn't even spat everything. Like, we were like, okay, empty your glass in your glass.
So I emptied the rest of my glass in their glass. And then it was all fun and games until 2 bitches got lost.
No, no. What do you mean 3? I was good.
2.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, actually what happened is that we were doing this is really fun to do for people that are in Sydney. If you're visiting the Hunter region and you want to do some wine tasting, so there is some good place now where you can just rent a bike and then do some biking around. You can go to the different wineries. Well, just to tell you how drunk we were literally 10 minutes from the biking rental every time because we got so drunk with the first one. And then we
missed lunch. So we didn't have lunch. So everyone was fasting with me. Because I normally do intermittent fasting. So we missed lunch and we ended up in this place where it was lovely sunset. We had a bit of appetizers, whatever. And then it was about 9 minutes ride from where the bike place was. To return the bike, the men gave us clear instructions that we should return the bikes by 4:45 because, they want to lock up and go home too at 5 o'clock. We start making our way back 10:02. I thought we was actually going to go earlier because Pooja kept going on about when should I order the cab to pick us up? And she was the one that was like, let's go to this one last place. Mm-hmm. So me and Laura, after we left that place, me and Laura start cycling back. Hey, where are these girls? Waiting at the turning point because there was no signs. Waiting, nothing. And Laura was like, oh my God, I think they had an accident. I said, no. Not 2 people don't have an accident on a bike at the same time.
Yeah, because we were trying to call them and they're not picking up.
They weren't picking up. I said, they have been kidnapped.
Yes! Oh, yes, that's so true.
I was like, they got.
Oh, yes, that's so true. Steph was like, the killer got them.
The killers got them. And then I had to look through my diary going, what are my appointments for Monday? Because I'm going to have to stay here and give a statement to the police or the news. Channel 7 is going to be out here. And I've got a full booked Monday.
Oh, it was so funny. But keep in mind, it started to be quite scary because it was getting dark, and then, like, we had like a electrical bicycle, which was really easy, but in the dark, there's cars, and then like we didn't have like the full gears for us to be visible for cars. So I started to get a bit like really stressed, not seeing them. So I said like to Steph, okay, just go back to the place. Just tell them like we are coming back. I'm gonna go look for them. I'm cycling back to look for those girls, and I cannot see them. And I'm like, well, they clearly took another way, and they came back just on time. It was pitch dark, them, and thankfully we have the lovely. What was his name? Trench. Yeah, that was
the
waiting.
cab driver.
Yeah, our driver to bring us back to our Airbnb. That was waiting for us, for them, because like he waited for an hour. Because he was supposed to come pick us up at 5.
I think he was enjoying the conversation. I mean,
oh yes,
he was enjoying because I was like, they got because Laura was like, where are they? She's phoning 100 million times. I was like, look, they got. They must be with the killer.
And I think like he was like not enjoying the conversation, but he was thinking, oh, something is happening. Like for him, it was like
excitement. Yeah,
like there's something new. Like
yeah.
Well, that was such a good weekend. It was really cool.
It was a good weekend, and we got home and we made some raclette, and then we had conversation by the fireplace, which is amazing. Sounds kind of witchery, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we did some manifestation dances. Everything is working out for me. Everything is working out for me. And the next day, Laura told me that the Airbnb, the check-in was 11 a.m.
Check-out, yeah.
And check-out was 3. I was like, Laura, are you sure? That's the other way around normally. She was like, yes, I'm reading it here. And I was like, girl, you better take a screenshot before they change their mind about it. And we stayed there until until about 2 in the afternoon. Lovely weekend. Lovely weekend. Enjoyed it very much.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. And then back to the routine, looking for a job.
Yeah.
Renovation. I'm starting to be so tired of the noise every day, every morning. Oh my God. I'm like enough.
You're above it. What time did it start?
Oh, today they started at like maybe 7.
Yeah, normally they start around 7 o'clock.
And yeah, I'm looking forward to it to be finished. But then after I have to carry on with the kitchen, and then finally doing a bit of cosmetic, and then preparing a moving as well. So
when do you think that everything will be finished by? When would the whole lot be complete?
I have the boys helping me moving out on the 3rd of August. So
what would be done by the 3rd?
At least like the wall, like the bathroom, the wall, and the floor. There's a question that I wanted to ask you, because during our episode with Audrey, you mentioned that you were about to join Scientology and then you didn't. I want you to walk me through that, because I was like, what? We need to talk about that too another time.
But look, to be honest, they are very good. But this is the thing about cults, like New Age cults, is that they really empower you with your own ability to achieve and do. And of course, they do a lot of this, so then you can donate or buy a lot more of their courses. So they win in the end, right? But they really empower you to do this. They run these amazing courses to really transform your mindset.
Because I remember being exposed to Scientology when I was in the States, and I walked next to a Bethel, I think, a Bethel, like a Bethel.
What's that?
Like one of the, the big, I don't know if it's a church. It's a Bethel, like those place where almost like a headquarter
of Scientology.
Yes,
Mm-hmm. And they gave me a flyer, and I was like, "Oh, cool! This is in New York. Cool." So they were like, "I was like, yeah, I want to know. I've heard about this Tom Cruise religion, and they were like, yeah, come, we've got something tonight, whatever. So I went over, they showed us a video, and the video was just about like showing you how your mind picks up everything. Like you really need to be careful about what you consume, because your mind picks up, your subconscious records everything. And I asked them the question, is it true that, you know, when a woman's in labor, they're not allowed to scream? And so,
yeah. Where did you get this information from?
Yeah, so when women are in labor, then they encourage them not to scream, not to make any noise, because
so then they cannot feel the pain.
No, not they. Well, obviously they must do hypnobirth or something to help them, but they generally encourage them because some of that scream and terror might impact the subconscious of the baby, like to come into the world with all that much agony and pain and that level of noise. So they believe things like that, like when you're pregnant, what the baby can feel, what the baby can experience during labor can impact the subconscious. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they were like, of course, and you're not allowed to take drugs as well while you're giving birth or something. And
so then no.
But they don't believe in medicine, full stop.
No epidural.
But they don't believe in medicine, full stop. But they do. But the lady there was like, but you know, if you really needed to, then of course you can scream. But we just encourage it for those reasons. Yeah. So I was going to do it, and then I thought, oh no, I don't want to be. But even the Mormons as well tried to get me in there as well.
But okay, the Mormon in Sydney.
No, this was in England.
Okay.
But the Scientology, I was close. And then you start hearing about some of the abuse that go in there, that you have to write on each other. If somebody says the wrong thing or something like that, you have to report each other and stuff. And I was like,
That's the same in any place of...
No, you mean with your old religion? No, I never had...
No. Even like, like Catholicism or...
But I've never been in anything like, I never even liked telling on, like, just as kids, like, so that you're not going to get me to do that. And if that's part of like what I have to do, no, I wouldn't. I never even liked, for me it was us against the adult. Like I never wanted to tattletale at all. So for me, no.
She's not a snitch.
I'm not a snitch. And I was like, no, I can't be bothered with that. So this was a short one. Good, because we've got several long episodes to come. A lot of the last episodes has been so long. And we've got some long episodes ahead too. So we're going to end it here. So we come to the end of the circle. If you have any questions about this current episode that we just recorded about Scientology or otherwise, or the girls getting lost, let us know on our DMs or through our email. That's the Sister Circle podcast @gmail.com.
Or socials?
All our social media. Do like and subscribe, guys. It's just the two of us working our butts off with this. So do like, to subscribe, and share it to any friends that you think would enjoy this podcast, and comment, etc. And follow us on wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe on YouTube. It costs you nothing. And let us know exactly what it is that...
And from next week, we are starting an amazing new series, Woman and Friendship. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Yes. So join us next week in a new circle. Until then, have a great week.
Have a great week.